Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am going to talk about a brand new Doctor Who video. Yes, you probably already saw it from the thumbnail and obviously the title. I'm going to talk about the 14th Doctor played by David Tennant and also the 16th Doctor played by Billie Piper, and what they actually, can do in the future if there was going to be a special or something along those lines.
It feels like it's over, like it does with all the other jobs I've done. So coming back is really good fun, but I also, and so I would do it, but I still feel like I'm in it. Just loud.
So if you didn't know, if you've been living under a rock these couple of weeks, I suppose Billie Piper is back in Doctor Who. She obviously played Rose Tyler, the companion of the 9th Doctor, played by Christopher Eccleston, but also the companion of David Tennant's 10th Doctor back in 2006 to, I believe, back in 2005 to 2007 or something. So there we go. She also returned for Day of the Doctor, where she was called The Moment, a companion, I suppose, like a vision that the Doctor had whilst using the big red button box to destroy Gallifrey. And The Moment was actually an amalgamation of like different things from his past, his future, and his present, I suppose. Like Billie Piper as Rose was actually an appearance that was going to appear later down in his life as the 10th Doctor, because the War Doctor is placed before the 9th Doctor. So it's very confusing, I know, right? But she obviously reprised her role as Billie Piper also in season 4 of Doctor Who back in 2009 or 2010. Which is really interesting. Obviously, she was stuck in an alternate reality. But now, you're probably wondering, well, Billie Piper, the same actress, is back as the 16th Doctor. Yes, that's very, very confusing, I know, right? But Doctor Who is a confusing show, man. It talks about, like, science fiction, aliens with two hearts fighting evil fascists robots in space called the Daleks. I mean, we literally have transforming aliens like the Slitheen, the Zygon, and those bastards from the the Doctor Who Rogue episode from the Ncuti Gatwa's era. But yes, I mean, tons of different things have already happened in the Doctor Who universe. So why wouldn't obviously Billie Piper return as the 16th Doctor? Well, people, mostly fans and mostly first-time viewers, are very confused because they know that the Whovians, as we call ourselves, the big Doctor Who fans, are, well, we're players on both sides. We love it or we hate it or we don't like it. Like, we don't like it or we love it. Like, it's one of those things. And I'm like in between. I'm walking a tight rope here because I like it, but I also don't love it. It's very interesting because Billie Piper, is an actress that has not played a Doctor Who character in all these years. Like, obviously, David Tennant regenerated into Matt Smith, and Matt Smith regenerated into Peter Capaldi. Already 7 years have passed after, obviously, David Tennant's regeneration, to the point, obviously, where the 12th Doctor regenerated into the 13th Doctor, and the 13th Doctor, well, she regenerated into the 14th Doctor, played by David Tennant again. So, very interesting stuff, right? David Tennant came back because Russell T Davies came back. Russell T Davies was the former Doctor Who writer or showrunner of Doctor Who back in 2005 to 2010. Obviously, Stephen Moffat took over after 2010 with the 11th and the 12th Doctor. Then Chris Chibnall took it over with the 13th Doctor, which is really interesting, right? But yeah, now Russell T Davies, or R2D2 as we call it, Russell T Davies, to his second, tenure as the showrunner, is now beginning, or I suppose ending. Like, literally, he had three specials, right? 3 specials featuring David Tennant as the 14th Doctor. It's an official regeneration, like an official incarnation of the Doctor, which is very interesting. Then, obviously, the 14th Doctor needed to regenerate into a new person. Obviously, the person that he chose was Ncuti Gatwa, obviously well known for Sex Education, and obviously, yeah, he's a great actor. So now he was Doctor Who, the 15th Doctor. Oh, so much fun, right? You can see brand new villains, brand new actors, brand new persons, characters. Oh, it's going to be a blast. But obviously, the first thing that came up into RTD's mind was, where are we going to stream the show? Because streaming services are pretty much like the future of like media. So he said, well, Disney Plus can handle that. Disney Plus, well, they can handle it, but Disney is well, they're greedy bastards, man. They're greedy bastards. And I'm not a person into finance and big money, but I am a person who loves a TV show or two, and I love films, and streaming platforms are usually killing cinemas, which is quite sad because I love cinemas and I love my local cinema. So yeah, I guess that's a bit of a bummer, really, because Disney was like, okay, we're going to commission 3 specials, the 60th anniversary, and 2 series and a spin-off, which is quite, that's quite nice, because, they talk about the seasons, and they talk about the specials, and they talk about the spin-off, so that's nice. Right? Ncuti Gatwa had the first season. The first season was, well, it was alright. It was not the best of Doctor Who ever made, but, for a former showrunner, you pretty much knew that it was going to be a blast. It was going to be alright. But yet again, some episodes felt disappointing, I suppose, which was quite unfortunate, really. Season 2 was way more interesting. Obviously, we had Ncuti Gatwa already playing the Doctor, and we need to have a certain style with this Doctor, which is really interesting. Ncuti Gatwa is a very upbeat Doctor, very emotional too. A lot of people don't really like that, but whatever, man. It's a brand new take on the Doctor, and that's quite alright. So season 2 aired. A lot of people loved it. Every single episode was different. Every single episode was actually quite good, which was a real pleasant surprise. Then the final hit. The final was all over the place and a bit rushed and a bit not rushed, like it was calm sometimes and a bit too rushed, and it was I suppose a mixed bag. It was a couple of rewrites pretty much hit the final episodes, which was quite unfortunate. And then the Doctor regenerated. Like, we already knew that something was going to happen, because they were building up to this big surprise, and suddenly in the half of the episode, the Doctor was like, ha, yeah, you know what, I can actually save a person now, so I'm going to die. We were like, as a person who hasn't read the leaks or rumors, like, or hadn't read or read the rumors, that was quite unfortunate. Like, Ncuti Gatwa was just beginning as a Doctor, like one more season, and maybe that was just the perfect Doctor, but it wasn't, which was quite unfortunate. And now, obviously, Ncuti Gatwa regenerated into Billie Piper, and that's very weird. Like, from all the actors, all the actresses in Great Britain, or even Scotland, Ireland, man, I don't know, you picked Billie Piper. I mean, yeah, she obviously is part of the Whovian family and the Doctor Who family, which is nice, that's really nice to see a familiar face back. But it felt so rushed, and we don't have any confirmation for the season 3. We don't have nothing. We literally have nothing. Like, we don't know if that's going to be the 16th Doctor or whatever, that she might appear for like 2 seasons or maybe just a few specials. We just don't know, because Disney Plus is also, well, they're secretive about their things. And Russell Davies obviously they can't talk about it, obviously, the future of Doctor Who. Maybe they don't know it yet, or maybe there have already been some discussions about the future of Doctor Who on Disney Plus, which is, yeah, it's quite sad for a Doctor Who fan myself. But today I just want to elaborate more on the idea as of Billie Piper becoming the next incarnation of the Doctor. The thing is, I'm pretty sure she is the 16th Doctor, but the most important thing is, if her stories, so obviously we have Rose's stories, will actually go back or come back for this new incarnation. So I suppose let's talk about a few possible futures where we might see the 16th Doctor be taken to. Alright, I'm going to talk about 3 possible futures. These might intertwine with one another at some point in my obviously discussion here, but let's talk about the first possible future. So the 16th Doctor, Billie Piper's Doctor now, is actually something created by the gods of chaos, also known as the Pantheon of Discord. Obviously, they are a powerful collection of reality-altering immortals in Doctor Who. Members of the Pantheon, like the Toymaker and Maestro, feed on the chaos they wreak, and have recently returned to the universe after a long exile. So, Billy Piper, as this new incarnation, was actually created by the gods of chaos. Obviously, the gods of chaos consists of Maestro, the god of music, the Toymaker, the god of games. We also have many other ones, like we have Sutak, the god of death. We have Omega, I guess the lost god, the god of time, I suppose. We've got the Trickster, the god of tricks. We've got all these different entities, and they play upon chaos. They play upon, torturing others. So that might make sense, right? So the gods of chaos actually were the one that interrupted the Doctor's incarnation, the Doctor's regeneration, I suppose, and placed someone from his past into his next incarnation. That might be very interesting, because the Doctor, obviously the 15th Doctor, fought the Ranis and fought Sutek, the god of time, I suppose. But he also altered the universe in a way. So he slightly, turns the universe 1 degree. So maybe the reality itself, the gods of chaos, slipped through this crack and slipped through this degree and made sure that the 16th Doctor actually was someone from his past. And now she needs to find out why and how, the gods did it. Obviously, I loved the Toymaker. Neil Patrick Harris did an absolute great job. James Monsu as Maestro was also fantastic. Alan Cumming voicing Lux was also really nice. And yeah, I think the gods aren't finished yet in a way, but I'm not quite sure. I don't know, obviously, but I would love to see some kind of god, like the god of all gods, or maybe some bigger monster lurking above these gods, right? Who made these gods? Are they made by, obviously, the superstition that the 14th Doctor created at the end of the universe? Or are they just creatures made by another god, a bigger god? But, for one Doctor, obviously, one Doctor can't handle, one specific god. We have obviously the 14th and the 15th Doctor who faced the Toymaker, with both at the same time, which was really interesting. That's a big god and a very powerful god. So maybe if you have the 14th Doctor and the 16th Doctor, making sure and teaming up, that this bigger person, this bigger god of chaos will actually be eliminated. That could be a very interesting theory, obviously, but like I said, I'm not quite sure. The gods of chaos might also be done, but the Pantheon of Discord obviously has been a big issue in the lately in Doctor Who seasons. So in season 1 and season 2 of the 15th Doctor era, they're big players, I suppose. So alright, let's talk about the next theory or idea. For this new theory, I need to take you back to Christmas 2006. The newly regenerated 10th Doctor lost his hand in a sword fight against the Sycorax leader. Jack Harkness later retrieved the hand and returned it to the Doctor in a jar. In the year 100 trillion, the Doctor's hand remained in the TARDIS until the Doctor was grazed by the blast from a Dalek gunstick, triggering the Time Lord's 11th regeneration. After healing the damage to his body with the regeneration energy, the Doctor challenged the excess energy into his hand, a biomatching receptacle, allowing him to heal but keep his appearance and personality. However, the Doctor used up the same amount of regenerative energy as a full regeneration. This, as the 11th Doctor lately told Clara Oswald, meant that his previous incarnation used up 2 regenerations, which he described as being due to his prior self having vanity issues. Shortly after this aborted regeneration, the Daleks attempt to destroy the Doctor's TARDIS. Still inside the TARDIS during this apparent destruction, Donna Noble touched the energized hand container. The regenerative energies present within the hand combined with Donna's human DNA, causing an instantaneous biological metacrisis. The force of the reaction shattered the container, allowing the energy to regenerate the entire missing body of the Doctor. In this process, the metacrisis 10th Doctor was created. He immediately dematerialized the TARDIS, saving it, and Donna exile in Pete's world, so an alternate world. Feeling his new part-human counterpart was too dangerous to be left to his own devices, the Doctor entrusted him to Rose Tyler, taking the two of them back to Bad Wolf Bay and Pete's world, so another reality. The Doctor told Rose that this part-human self needed her, that he was angry and vengeful, as he himself had been when he first met Rose. He told her she had made him better, and now she had to do the same for his other part-human self. Rose objected to this at first, insisting that the new Doctor was not really him, despite the Doctor's assurance that they were the same man, and the part-human Doctor offering to spend the rest of his life with her. Rose asked both doctors what the last thing they said to her was when they were originally standing on Bad Wolf Bay. The Doctor was unable to give her a direct answer. Doesn't need saying. She posed the same question to the part-human Doctor, who whispered it in her ear. Yes, seemingly overcome with the revelation of his answer, Rose grabbed the lapels of the part-human Doctor and pulled him into a kiss, which he reciprocated, I suppose. Oh man, these English bastards, man, they use difficult words. Anyway, damn, that's my biggest villain. Very difficult words used in an article. Anyway, the Doctor looked on sadly yet stoically for a moment before returning with Donna to the TARDIS and living a parallel world. As the doors of the TARDIS slammed shut, Rose and the part-human Doctor broke from their kiss. The part-human Doctor took Rose's hand and watched the TARDIS dematerialize. So obviously, yeah, that's really interesting. The Meta-Crisis Doctor is going to be part of this new incarnation's future. So the 16th Doctor, played by Billie Piper, will meet the Meta-Crisis Doctor in some way, or the reality warped and Billie Piper is obviously just Rose Tyler, but different. Yeah, very, very interesting. I suppose we don't really have an official idea if she might be the 16th Doctor, but she was part of like a video on YouTube where every incarnation was shown from the official Doctor Who channel, and she was in it. So yes, that means she is obviously the 16th Doctor in a way. But obviously the Meta-Crisis Doctor and the 14th Doctor, yeah, they can still interact with one another and to make that story a whole, I suppose. But let's talk about the third and final theory that I have. The third theory that I have is obviously Bad Wolf. She is just Bad Wolf. Was a message scattered in space and time to tempt Rose back to the game station to save the Doctor. Later, the phrase Bad Wolf became a warning. The TARDIS translated every word to Bad Wolf, letting the Doctor know that the universe was in danger. So when the 15th Doctor regenerated, he pulled some of his regeneration energy into the heart of the TARDIS. And maybe this was actually the cause for him to turn into Billie Piper, because the last person that actually touched the power of the TARDIS core was obviously Rose Tyler. She looked into the heart of the TARDIS, and now the Doctor actually pulls some regeneration energy into the TARDIS, which is quite interesting. Like I said, all of these theories kind of combine with one another. Like maybe she's back in a way, and maybe she needs to fight, or you know, maybe she needs to fight some kind of god, or maybe she'll meet the 14th Doctor again, or maybe she'll meet obviously the Meta-Crisis Doctor again. We just don't know. We just need to wait and see for the future of Doctor Who, because things are uncertain now. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully, you know, you learned something new, and hopefully you're going to let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye everyone, or should I say, Doctor, I let you go. Allons-y, Ariam.